In this video, we will be looking at the news functionality within OpenY and also the news post content type. To start off, we're just on our default news listing page. So on this particular demo site, it's just /news. And this is the default news listing paragraph or block for OpenY. So what this gives us is a listing of all the news articles we have on the site. And it also gives us some filter options to sort and organize the news listings we have below. So you can see here we can filter the news by location. We've got the option to filter by topics, which are their own taxonomy term, which we'll go through when we add a new news article here. And also we can do a text search against the news articles that are stored as well. So this allows the user to filter to different news articles that might relate to them. And then it's just going to sort based on the filters, or by default, it's just showing everything with this default preview here. This may be different on your OpenWhite site, depending on the styling that's been applied. This is just how it looks out of the box, but you can see here, we've got all our articles listed. We've got a title. We've got the category or the topics that are applied to this article, a short description, and also a link to continue reading, and obviously the image preview on the left here. So you can kind of see how that comes together. And then if I go through to read a news article, it'll take me to the page. So you can see now in /news/ the news article title. We can see the image here. We've got the category on the right-hand side that has been tagged, and then we've got the content of the actual article itself. So what we'll do now is we'll go back to the main news page, but I'm going to go through how to just add a new news article or new news page from scratch. So to do that, we want to go to our content menu in the main administration menu here on the top left-hand corner. We then want to use our add content option. And then from our list of content types, we want to select news post. So this will take us to our main editing screen where we can add all of the information and content for our news articles. So we can start filling out some of these fields. So the first thing we want to do is give the new news page a title. We can then choose to, this is ultimately, down to you if this applies to all news articles. But in this case, we could say that this is relevant to all our branches, but maybe not our camps, or it may be a news article that's only related to one or a couple of locations. But as you can see here, you can select from the list of locations available on your OpenY site. You can select as many as you need, or just one if it is only relevant to one location. The next field here is the category. So that was the topic filter that we saw on the news listing paragraph. So this is a taxonomy vocabulary. So you can see here that it's explaining that this is a taxonomy vocabulary for the news category. So basically any existing terms I can search for. So if I just start typing, it's going to give me the categories that are available. If the category or categories that you wanted to apply for this particular news page didn't already exist, what you would need to do is you need to go to your taxonomy section of the site to add a new term to your vocabulary. So to do that, you would go to your structure and you would go to your taxonomy menu here. So I'm just going to open this in a separate window quickly. We're then going to go down to our news category. So we can see that we've got our existing vocabulary, and then we can click on list terms. From here, we can see straight away what terms exist already, and we could edit those if we chose to, or you can just quickly add a new term here, which is just as quick as just clicking that button and typing in the text for the news category that you want to use. For this one, I'm just going to use an existing one that we have, which was swim. And then you can see here, by default, we've got two areas. So we've got the content area and sidebar. So this is slightly different for this content type, and it can be different depending on configuration. but this is how it works out of the box. So in our content area, we give this a couple of different things. So we can apply or need to apply the image. So this is the image that's both used on the page and also used for the listing paragraph that we started off looking at there. So I've selected my news here. We then have a description field, which is ready to go. And the important thing here is that this is actually that little snippet that we saw, that little description that we saw on the news listing, that's where this is coming from. So it's not pulling it from any other content on the page, although as you can see here on the content area, it is giving us the option to continue adding content to the page. I could add any existing paragraphs or blocks, or I could decide that I maybe want to add another simple content, add some different imagery, maybe some different links. But yeah, for this, I'm just going to leave it super simple. I'm just going to have this little bit of text here just so we can kind of see how this all comes together. So in the sidebar here, we've got the option to add related content. So when we looked at the news page example, you saw straight away that it was already showing us on the right-hand side what category was tagged. So that's still going to be there. We don't need to add that. It's just going to default display some of that key information. But it looks like it's giving us the option here to also say that there might be something that's related to this particular news story. And again, what this is doing is when I'm typing something in, it's searching my other news stories. So I'm only looking at the other news types, and it's allowing me to reference them. And I can add more than one, but yeah, you can reference them as related content. So if you've got news stories that relate to each other, this is a great way to not link them together, but just to help users be able to navigate similar style news that they might want to see as well. And then that's all I'm going to do here. So we filled out all of our fields there, and we're going to save that page. And straight away, because we're using the news content type, we're going to see that straight away we're in the right URL. We're under the news main news page, which is great. You can see we've got our image displayed here, and we've got our very basic description here. And as you can see, the category and the locations that we've tagged there are automatically displayed. So they'd be there regardless if we put something related in the sidebar menu there. But you can see we've also got our related article here, which is available for users to click straight through to as well. We could have also added, like we can add to the main content area here, different content to the sidebar below these sections as well, if you wanted to. So now we've added our article. The other thing that we'll see straight away is that it's going to be the first result in our news listing block. And the reason for that is because the default sort for this is by the author date for the particular news post page that we've created. So because we've only just created that here and now, it's obviously the latest bit of content. So the older content then all kind of slips down. And as you can see now, we've got our filters we can apply. So we know that we applied swim here. So this is going to now show us all the swimming articles. We could reset those filters as a user as well and continue to see that. And then, yeah, you would be able to, the user is able to navigate back through to your new article here. So that covers the overview of the news functionality and news post content type. I hope this has been useful, and thank you for listening.